My name is Vicki Dillard, and I'm a very proud contributor right here on FlyNubianQueenTV.com, the network for melanated people just like you. Welcome, welcome, welcome to our broadcast. This is part 2. We were getting ready to discuss GayleKing sabotaging what we believe to be a sabotage of important reparations conversation with an interview guest that she had on. All right, beloved. Now let me show you a photo here because I'm not going to show you the actual video. I'm going to let you listen to a little bit of audio. And I just do that just to be extra careful out here in these digital streets. This is the scene that you're going to listen to a little bit of audio from. That's GayleKing, and that's her white guest that's talking, okay? So this is what you're getting ready to hear, beloved. This is the scene, rather. This is the lady and GayleKing that you're going to hear here in just a moment, okay?
There's a debate about reparations in this country now, and a lot of people say that they're impractical, they're impossible to implement. But, my grandmother and that sort of stable, happy life you see her having is possible in part because she actually gets reparations.
Did y'all hear that? My God, today. Did y'all hear that? This was just the other day on GayleKing's show. Did y'all catch all that? That's from the dictionary, not the dictionary, and from the Black Digital Streets, because I took some of those phrases and words from y'all. Listen to Jody Cantor again. She's talking about how her grandmother gets reparations because of the German Holocaust. Listen again, family.
There's a debate about reparations in this country now.
Now, let me stop right there. I'll let you listen to a little bit more of it. But I want to address that part. Listen to this again.
There's a debate about reparations in this country now, and a lot of people say that they're impractical, they're impossible to implement.
Let's stop right there. She said there's a conversation about reparations now where people are saying that it's impossible or impractical, rather, right? We know who's pushing and who serves as the impetus for what? The reparations conversation. It's us. It's BGR. It's the Black grassroots. We know that the Black Boule, white people's Black people, members of LAM, the Shuckers and Jivers, the Uncle Ruckuses and the Aunt Jemimas, they're not pushing reparations. So we know they have nothing to do with the fact that reparations for Black folk in America has come to the forefront. Somebody say that's us. And it's not just one group of people who have stole the hashtag title. We all got behind it to blow up this whole idea of reparations for us. Somebody talk Black to me. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, family. This is part 2. We apologize for the inconvenience and the disconnection, but that's okay, baby. We're going to keep this going. This is part 2 of part 1, so make sure you check it out and make sure that you share, let everybody know that we're back. It's okay. We believe at the right time, the right people will hear this broadcast, notwithstanding the interruption, okay? Listen again. I just wanted to point that out because I'm trying to remind you that we're the ones truly controlling the narrative. When we say we're controlling the narrative, this white lady is sitting here on the CBS morning show confirming exactly what we've been telling you for the longest. Are y'all hearing me?
Debate about reparations in this country now, and a lot of people say that they're impractical, they're impossible to implement. But, my grandmother and that sort of stable, happy life you see her having is possible in part because she actually gets reparations.
Watch this. This white lady, Jody, you can't get more Karen than the name Jody. Jody is sitting up here telling GayleKing, GayleKing. She said that the stable life, look at her. And don't Gayle look like she look just such a illustrious LAM member. Just powerful. Just look at her. This white lady is telling GayleKing, she said that the happy life in part She said that stable, happy life. She said that's got to do with some reparations. She said that's because my grandmama gets some money. Keep listening. I got to go back to it now. I'm not showing you the actual video. We're crossing our T's and dotting our I's, fooling with these different kinds of people.
And that sort of stable, happy life you see her having is possible in part because she actually gets reparations. She gets hundreds of dollars each month from the German government. And I brought you one of the statements so that people could actually see that this is a real thing.
Watch this.
One of the statements.
I want to show you this picture because I told you I'm not showing you the video. We're being extra careful. She's holding up documents. She's holding up receipts, y'all, to show the statement of her grandmother getting German reparations. That's why she's got a happy life and a stable life in part. Y'all hear that? Talk black to me. She brought some receipts about her grandmama and stuff. I'm going to explain that although she's talking about German reparations, you might be saying, well, Vicky, what this got to do with us? I'm fixing to break it down for you in a minute. What it's got to do with us in a minute. I'm getting ready to break down something called a Marshall Plan. I'm going to tell you how America truly can't stand us and how America sees black folk in America, the true founders and builders and creators and maintainers of America. Those of us who literally invented America. America has such disdain for us, and I'm going to explain to you why in just about 3 minutes. Let me get back to this audio.
Dollars each month from the German government. And I brought you one of the statements so that people could actually see that this is a real thing.
Yeah, but I'm so fascinated why she can be so sunny, considering all that she has seen, to see the death of her brothers, the little nieces and the nephews that clearly didn't make it. I marvel at people like that. And I'm so glad that you brought this story to us. I'm very fascinated by your grandmother now. And I heard that you took her to get vaccinated, Jody, in January. Mm-hmm. What was that like?
Do y'all see this line member? Family, some of you don't understand how media works. When you're live on air, when you're doing a show and the conversation turns to an unexpected place that could humiliate your white slave masters on your network, GayleKing, you're taught to be masters of the pivot. You're taught to act like that person didn't just say all the stuff that they just said. You're taught not to emphasize and give life to the legitimate thing that they just said. That was a top opportunity. That was a golden opportunity. The white lady brought receipts. She credited the fact that these reparations checks contributed to her grandmother's stable and happy life. Gayle did not acknowledge the reparations. She didn't acknowledge the documentation. She didn't do any of that at all. The white lady did not take the time to bring receipts on reparations for nothing. Don't you guys understand that there was a reason why that white lady was prepared with reparations receipts? And GayleKing, being the blackface white supremacist that I claim she is, do you see how her lily white network, CBS, received cover for GayleKing? Now just look at the optics of this. Look at the optics of this. Family. Here you have, see, white folks, the racists, they can't get it better than this. Here you have a white woman talking about her grandmother getting German reparations. And you got a black looking woman right here. Just messed up my nail. You got a black looking woman right here that's stopping the conversation on reparations. You got this prestigious law member right here. You got this prestigious law member right here that messes up the conversation. Listen again, family. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Y'all know I'm a girl. I'm sitting up here trying to get my nail right and messed up my nail on live TV. Trying to be cute all the way. Talk black to me. Y'all know about trying to be cute all the way.
There's a debate about reparations in this country now, and a lot of people say that they're impractical, they're impossible to implement. But, my grandmother and that sort of stable, happy life you see her having is possible in part because she actually gets reparations. She gets hundreds of dollars each month from the German government. And I brought you one of the statements so that people could actually see that this is a real thing.
Yeah, but I'm so fascinated why she can be so sunny, considering all that she has seen, to see the death of her brothers, the little nieces.
Gail's so stupid. This white lady just told you the reason she's sunny. Granny is sunny. She said the happy, stable life is contributed in part to reparations. Gail said, yeah, but. Did y'all hear the yeah, but? Did y'all hear Cal say, yeah, but? Y'all understand that this white lady came prepared with receipts for reparations. She knew this was an integral part to the discussion. Gail knows that her paymasters and her white corporate network wasn't about that life. She did not want someone to legitimize what we, BGR, the Black Grassroots, is saying. The last thing white people's black people want to do is to give credence and credit and legitimacy to those of us to whom they're competing. Y'all better pay attention every time they start to regulate social media more, every time they keep trying to say, well, social media is so toxic. These are things that they're doing in order to further police us, to further regulate us, and to further censor us. Do I believe that there are toxic elements of social media? Of course, I've discussed it ad nauseum. But there are toxic elements in every area of media, especially white mainstream media. Fox News is not a blessing for black people. CNN and MSNBC and so many of these others that help to ignore our main stories. They refuse to bring on our black revolutionaries. They have the Reverend Al Sharptons and the Joy Reid that's up there being D1 and not B1. That's to say Democrat first, not black first, party first, not black first. These are networks that are responsible for sabotaging us, stereotyping us, mocking us, in many cases ignoring us, censoring us, but we want to act like it's just social media. No, you make sure that you don't let them trick you, because see, y'all joining on the conversation too, talking about, yeah, people, the social media life is just messing up. No, it's all media. They don't like social media because social media is an alternative form of media that gives us greater agency and control over our own message. We get rid of the middleman. We get rid of them. And they don't like any message. They don't like any narrative going out into the public without their control or approval. Do y'all understand? Now I want you to listen to this one more time.
There's a debate about reparations in this country now, and a lot of people say that they're impractical, they're impossible to implement. But, my grandmother and that sort of stable, happy life you see her having is possible in part because she actually gets reparations. She gets hundreds of dollars each month from the German government. And I brought you one of the statements so that people could actually see that this is a real thing.
Yeah, but I'm so fascinated why she can be so sunny, considering all that she has seen, to see the death of her brothers, the little nieces and the nephews that clearly didn't make it. I marvel at people like that. And I'm so glad that you brought this story to us. I'm very fascinated.
Gail is so disgusting and pathetic. Gail is sitting there talking about she marvels at this lady's basically family life and losing loved ones. Family, what is Gail talking about she's marveling at that for? Why is Gayle marveling at that lifestyle, at that lady's life circumstance, as if that's something unusual for black folk? Why is Gayle marveling? Why is Gayle saying she's shocked that the lady can still be sunny when the white lady told her when you cut the check helps the sun to come out? The white lady explained to her that when you go through little trauma and stuff, money helps. Money makes the sun shine. Rises in the east, sets in the west. Talk black to me. The white lady told her stability and joy comes with the checks every month. And you Negroes who don't say that the worst human tragedy that ever happened in human history is the Black Holocaust, you're traitors too. See, you make white folk feel like that what they went through is so unusual and so special that it deserves attention and money and legislation. Do you understand that when you sit up here and talk about everybody else's stuff, you sit up here wondering how is it that they got policy and legislation and checks? It's because they mandate us to learn about somebody else's Holocaust, but we're not talking about the 466-year-old Holocaust. The worst human tragedy in all of America, all of the world, is what happened to us and our people. Why, Vicky? We experienced the worst human treatment than any other people group for longer than anybody else. Somebody put in the chat, #466. We haven't gotten proper legislation, substantive legislation. America hasn't cut the check. And America has neither ceased nor desisted her oppression of us. And GayleKing is sitting her funny looking self up there showing sympathy for their plight. And the white lady is sitting up there saying how there's a conversation about reparations related to us. That's what she's talking about. And Gayle, the black woman, is sitting up there talking about white people's stuff. Do you understand how black faces in high places are not working for your interests?